So yeah, we are live now, not now. Okay, we are just about to be live. Okay, and Srishti Ansi is there. She is joining late. No problem in that. Goral, you are fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you haven't missed anything. Don't worry. It seems like you are wondering that what have been done.
No issues.
No problem. Huh? Okay. Yeah. So we are live now. So first of all, IPM Careers would like to congratulate all of you that you have got final call from IIM Rohtak IPMAT this year. You have cracked, and I would like to name first. So how many students who have cracked this IPMAT Rohtak in first list? Okay, so Harsh Tiwari is there. He's a Lucknow Center student. Juhi Mehra is there. She is also a Lucknow Center student. And Rishi, congratulations to you, Rishi.
Thank you, sir.
Anand is from Delhi. So hello, Anand, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. What about you?
I'm good, good. एकदम interview mode में ही है अभी भी. So Anand, congratulations. And Arsh, congratulations to you as well.
Thank you, sir.
Nishant is there, Nishant Pandey. Hello, Nishant. Congratulations.
Hello, sir. I'm good. What about you?
I'm good too. Nishant is being, yeah, Daksh is there. Let us finish with all the names first. Who else have joined the meeting? So, hello, Daksh.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Congratulations to you, Daksh. And Goral is there. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir.
And hello, Kanika.
Hi, sir.
Congratulations to you. How are you doing?
I'm good, sir.
Okay. So Srishti has joined late. So Srishti, congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. So, all the achievers. So first of all, I would like to congratulate from entire IPM Careers team. It's not just me that who have created so many results. Like last year also we have. Good evening, Palak. Congratulations to you. I don't think so. Palak can listen to me right now. So I would like to first name all the team of the IPM Careers who was there, and who without them we won't be able to serve as many as students we have served, and we have given so many results till now. Okay, so I would like to name first of all our co-founder and my childhood friend, Mr. Ashutosh Mishra. And he's the alumnus of IIM Ahmedabad, and he is my co-founder friend. And of course, I would like to thank Joginder Pal sir. He is also IIM alumnus, IIT Delhi, and IIM Kolkata alumnus, for helping a student in the interview preparation. And of course, the entire faculty team which were there. Rishabh sir is there, then Divyan sir is there, then Raghav sir is there from Lucknow Center, then so many team. I cannot name all of them right now, but I would like to thank and congratulate to all my team as well. Okay, so let's just not be very formal today. तो सबसे पहले हम लोग ये लोगों को ये जानना होता है कि भाई तुम लोगों का क्या एक्सपीरियंस रहा इंटरव्यू का, तुम लोग कौन से बैकग्राउंड के हो. कहने का मतलब है कि तुम लोग नॉर्मल जो है आटा खाते हो या कोई दूसरे तरह का आटा जो है कोई किसी स्पेशल चटनी में तुम्हारा होता है, एंड you have taken that ना. तो एक एक करके हम लोग स्मॉल सा इंट्रोडक्शन, जिसमें केवल जो है केवल तुम लोग के जो क्वेश्चंस होते थे उन्हीं का आंसर करना होगा कि तुम लोग के परसेंटेज कितने हैं ना, योर नेम, योर स्ट्रीम एंड योर परसेंटेज एंड योर एक्सटेम्पोर का टॉपिक. क्योंकि मुझे लग रहा है कि ये चार चीजें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, और अगले साल जब जो बच्चे अपीयर करेंगे, जब वो यूट्यूब पे सर्च करेंगे तो ये चार चीजें जरूर सर्च करते हैं ना। और पहला जो है क्वेश्चन ये जरूर लोगों के दिमाग में होता है कि मेरे 82% है, क्या मेरा सिलेक्शन हो सकता है कि नहीं हो सकता है, या मेरे 95% है, क्या मेरा सिलेक्शन हो सकता है कि नहीं हो सकता है, या प्रोफाइल का कितना वो रोल होता है, इंपॉर्टेंट रोल होता है। ये सब कुछ कॉमन डाउट्स होते हैं ना। सबसे पहले तो मैं तुम लोगों से कुछ क्यू लूंगा कि कॉमन डाउट क्या थे तुम्हारे सेलेक्ट होने से पहले। एक दो लोगों से मैं लूंगा, क्यू लूंगा। सबसे पहले तो कनिका से क्यू लूंगा कि सेलेक्ट होने से पहले एक तुम्हारे दिमाग में क्या था, कि डाउट क्या थे, मेन डाउट क्या थे?
I think before the interview, it was mainly what type of questions can be asked, because my interview was purely academics. It was nothing else. It was no HR questions were there. So I was preparing the whole time for HR questions. So this is why I was wondering what is the pattern of questions that we get. That was the major doubt that I had throughout.
Okay. And you had. Fair enough, huh? And what about Srishti, Anshi, Anant? I've taken the full name of yours, Srishti. Srishti is like उसका zoom हो गया, freeze हो गया। दक्ष, तुम्हारे क्या डाउट थे?
Sir, I mean, the main doubt or the dilemma which I had was, I mean, I had a drop year. So last year I dropped IIM both gaya. So I mean, the main thing was actually, was it a wise decision? Would I be able to get in this year? And also, I didn't have very good percentage in 12th. I had 82%. So I mean, that was that.
अच्छा, अब हो गया ना? अब सारे डाउट्स क्लियर हो गए तुम्हें?
Yes, sir.
फ्यूचर। और कनिका, तुम्हारे कितने परसेंटेज है 12th में, 10th में, 12th में?
10th में बेस्ट ऑफ 5 में 99.2 एंड 12th में बेस्ट ऑफ 4 में 99.25।
अरे, इन बोथ 10th एंड 12th 99%। ग्रेट। कोई है 70-80 वाला मेरी तरह? I have cracked IIM Lucknow. Okay, so I have scored 73.5 in 10th and 74.2 in 12th. कोई है जो है 80% के आसपास जिसके हो पूरे ग्रुप में?
86 थे सर, क्लास 12 आया है 86 पे।
अच्छा, 86 थे। बाकी सब लोग 99 के ऊपर वाले हो क्या? जूही?
No, sir. In 10th, for best of 5, it was 98.8, and in 12th, best of 4 was 94.
अरे बाप रे बाप, इतने परसेंटेज बहुत ज्यादा है। और आनंद के मुझे लग रहा है 90 प्लस है दोनों में, राइट?
सर 10th में it was 96.4, 12th में best of 4 it was 91.75.
ओके, कम नहीं है। और क्या नाम है, निशांत, तुम्हारे कितने थे 10th और 12th में?
Sir, in 10th I scored 98.4% and in 12th 95%.
तो एक हम टेम्पलेट बना सकते हैं कि, अच्छा, अपने हैंड रेज करो जिनके 10th और 12th में दोनों में 90 के ऊपर थे। लेट्स जस्ट टेक दिस थिंग पोल। हैंड रेज मतलब जूम वाला हैंड रेज कर दो। दोनों में 90 के ऊपर थे, ऐसे हैं 6 लोग ना। हर्ष, जूही, गोरल, कनिका, निशांत एंड अर्श। तो और 95 के ऊपर दोनों में कितने लोग के थे? लोअर हैंड कर लो, या 95 के ऊपर 5 लोग हैं। अच्छा, जूही गॉट आउट फ्रॉम द कंपटीशन। सो हर्ष, गोरल एंड कनिका, गुड। अच्छा, एक चीज है, कोई 80 के नीचे है? ओ सॉरी, 90 के नीचे, दोनों में 90 के नीचे हो? हैं, एक दो लोग हैं, गोरल एंड निशांत। ठीक है, मतलब सबका सिलेक्शन होता है, लेकिन इसमें इंदौर में और रोहतक में बहुत रोल प्ले करते हैं 10th और 12th के मार्क्स, राइट? अच्छा, एक तो 10th और 12th के मार्क्स हो गए, और दूसरा एवरेज लेंथ ऑफ द इंटरव्यू कितना रहा था? ठीक है, एक एक करके मैं पूछ लेता हूँ। हर्ष से पहले पूछता हूँ।
Sir, I would say it was around 15 minutes.
15 मिनट, ठीक है। अराउंड मत बताओ, हमें काफी क्लियर आइडिया चाहिए। तो मिनिमम, अच्छा मैं पूछूंगा, किसी का 5 से 7 मिनट इंटरव्यू हुआ था?
Sir, 6 minutes 30 seconds sharp.
अरे वाह, हर्ष 6 मिनट 30 सेकंड शार्प।
Sir, and most of it was just document verification, sir. 2.5 minutes was approximately document verification.
अच्छा, 6 मिनट, बट आई एम वेरी इम्प्रेस्ड विथ योर preciseness of the data which you have given.
Actually, I just have a clock in my desk, sir. So,
but you measured till second. That
yes,
shows
sir.
dedication also. Acha, you must be from science background then.
Yes, sir.
अच्छा अच्छा, ठीक है, चलेगा. हम भी ऐसे ही करते थे. कुछ इंजीनियर थे, हम भी यही करते थे. और कितने लोग का 15 मिनट के ऊपर चला था? एक रफ एस्टिमेट ले लेते हैं. अच्छा, कनिका तुम्हारा 15 मिनट के ऊपर चला था. तो मतलब it got little deviated from like normal.
So mine was बहुत academics and they were trying to confuse me a lot कि I'm saying wrong when I was saying the right answer. So mine was still 30 minutes.
30 minutes? Okay, okay. And मुझे लग रहा है कि
I also had a long interview.
It was very long interview. So it was like interrogation. I will not say it's an interview. So they must be interrogating कि तुम्हारे कहीं गलती से नंबर तो नहीं आ गए. हो सकता है ये चेक कर रहे हो. Right? 99, 99, both in 99 plus मतलब achieving is like great achievement. What about Kevin? Kevin is not prepared for the video call, I guess. Kevin to do is there.
Actually, sir, I'm outside right now, so.
Okay, no problem, no problem. So people are still joining. Yeah, so Nikunj is joining. So average length of the interview was 12 minutes, which we have calculated also like Arsh. So 10 to 12 minutes. ठीक है. और जिन बच्चों को सिलेक्शन हुआ है, गोरल तुम्हारा कितना देर इंटरव्यू चला था?
Sir, 11 minutes.
अच्छा, for 11 minutes. हाँ. अच्छा. How many of you have answered all the questions in whatever they have asked in the interview?
Yes, sir.
Please raise your hand. Nishant
Yes,
Pandey
sir.
answered all the questions. Any one of you, two participants were there, Nishant Pandey and Arsh Kumar. Okay, so was your interview like purely academic or purely HR based?
So no, so not the HR part, sir, just the extemper and few questions, sir, and the questions were very easy, sir.
तुम्हारा तो 6 ही मिनट चला था तो
So just the differentiation of log x, graph of log x, difference between concave and concave mirror, and how to tackle hypermetropia. Just
how to tackle hypermetropia.
Yeah, hypermetropia, sir. Yes.
अच्छा अच्छा, ठीक है, चलेगा. हाँ, तो एवरेज लेंथ हम मान के चलते हैं कि इंटरव्यू की 10 से 12 मिनट है. एंड इन द रोहतक इज वेरी कंसिस्टेंट इन कंडक्टिंग देयर द एंटायर सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस. That type of the kind of the written test they have from last few years. अच्छा हाँ, एक और चीज पूछूंगा. तो from last few years they were very consistent in asking the type of questions and set of questions, right? Are you also agreeing, everyone? ना वही क्वेश्चन घुमा फिरा के वही पूछते. Okay, so Srishti and she also have raised the hand. And yeah, Srishti.
So you asked people who answered all the questions. I was able to answer all the questions, although I did get one question wrong, even though I answered it.
अच्छा, okay. And कोई ऐसा select हुआ जिसने 50% से कम क्वेश्चन के आंसर दिए हो फिर भी select हो गया हो? Anyone? मतलब almost you have given answers more than 50%. अच्छा, कोई ऐसा क्वेश्चन जो तुम लोग से पूछा गया हो जो तुम्हें लग रहा हो कि काफी अनयूजुअल है या मुझे शेयर करना चाहिए, क्योंकि काफी लोग देख रहे हैं, है ना, हम लोगों को भी, आर लाइव ऑन यूट्यूब. तो शेयर करना चाहो तुम लोग में से कोई अनयूजुअल हुआ हो कि बहुत वेट करना पड़ा हो, कुछ ऐसा कोई? या दक्ष त्यागी को कुछ अनयूजुअल हुआ था इंटरव्यू में? यस दक्ष, व्हाट वाज अनयूजुअल?
So sir, I was asked this question that I have to imagine that I have OCD and I'm waiting at a restaurant. So what would I tell the waiter while he'll bring my food?
Sorry, could you please repeat?
So sir, I was asked this thing that I have OCD and I'm waiting at a restaurant. So what will I say to the waiter while he'll get my food? So I answered that if I'll have OCD, then I wouldn't have to go to the restaurant, because I mean I'd always be doubting that how my food would be prepared, would they wash their hands and all that stuff. And so they were like, okay, good catch.
Okay, good catch. Huh? So that was a situation-based question, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. And you have handled it very well. That is why you are like in the panel right now, I guess. Huh? Yeah, Srishti, what was unusual to you, which had happened?
So for me, it was a follow-up question. They had asked about the Ukraine-Russia war, and then the follow-up question was, what would be the state of the war if NATO wasn't existent. So that was unusual to me. And then they asked me to elaborate further and further to the point where they took it to the point where I had to answer, what if America didn't exist? So I just said that without NATO, what is going on in Ukraine and Russia war is somewhat of a power struggle between two major superpowers. So without one of the superpowers present, the power struggle wouldn't be so global. It would be contained within their boundaries, national boundaries.
Acha. Goral, what about you?
So like they asked a puzzle-based question, which was that I have a cake and I have to cut into 8 pieces using 3 cuts. So I didn't expect it from Rohtak because they usually don't ask the puzzle-based questions.
It was like this: one cut in this direction, one cut in this direction, and third cut in.
Yes, sir.
Acha.
3 cuts.
You were able to manage?
No, sir, I didn't got it.
It was very simple. In 3 directions, you have to make cuts. Okay, one in this, one is x-axis, y-axis, another is z-axis. Okay, and you are not able to give the answer at that point in time.
So I wasn't able to think at the time, but as soon as I switched off as soon as I left the meeting, I got the answer.
Okay. And what about Kalika?
So mine, it wasn't a question because it was academics. It's just the panel, because they were constantly laughing at my answers, even though I was telling the right answer, and they were disagreeing with me. And there were 2 people, so they were talking to each other the whole time and not paying attention. I didn't even have a document verification. So it was 30 minutes of just them grilling me the whole time. But it was just that I had to keep my calm and just smile forcefully, even though I was very nervous.
Acha, at what time did you have your interview?
Morning slot, first 15th morning slot.
तो ऐसा हुआ होगा कि कुछ उनका प्रिपेयर नहीं होगा और वो कुछ टाइम पास कर रहे होंगे, मीटिंग में आ गए होंगे. It must be like that, maybe. And what about you, Anand? What unusual it had happened?
Sir, I had mentioned that I was interested in cricket. So the question which they had asked regarding was some related to the personal life of Mr. Lalit Modi, who was in news 1.5 weeks back. So I think that question was little inappropriate considering the forum of the discussion. So I think that was a bit unusual.
Lalit Modi was in news because of his girlfriend, I guess, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's all right, yeah. I remember when we have taken session at IPM Careers, we also asked some questions. We prepared you for those instances. ना 1-2 questions कराए थे ना. कई बार जो है कि अगर मेल हो तो फीमेल, अगर तुम मेल हो और फीमेल तुम्हारा इंटरव्यू ले रहे हैं तो पूछ लेते हैं 2 लोग हैं तो अगर डेट में ले जाना चाहोगे तो हम दोनों में से किसको ले जाओगे, या फीमेल हो तो उल्टा पूछ लेते हैं. कई बार ऐसा होता है, कैट लेवल पे तो बहुत होता है और हमने थोड़ा बहुत प्रिपरेशन भी कराया था इसका. बट वी वर नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग दिस टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस बिकॉज नॉट ऑल ऑफ यू आर अबव 18. बट फिर भी एडल्ट हो पूछ सकते हैं मेरे हिसाब से, चलेगा. तो तुमने क्या बोला था फिर वहां पर ललित मोदी के बारे में?
Sir, they had asked me what he was in news for, so I had mentioned why exactly was in news.
Acha. So you were blushing at that point in time as well?
No, sir.
So you were very serious, huh? Maybe to create humor, you must be looking very serious, so maybe that is why they have asked. And people speculate also, they talk among themselves like ये तो एकदम पढ़ाई लिखाई वाला लग रहा है, 1-2 बार इससे बात करके देखते हैं कि क्या है क्या नहीं है. Good. And what about Rishi? तुमसे क्या पूछा था? Unusual जो था?
Sir, they asked me like, what is the movie I watch or favorite movie? I said that I am not more of a movie person. They kept on asking me, "अरे कोई तो होगी, like Hollywood, Bollywood, any film?" I said no, sir. Then they asked, तो फिर क्या करते हो, क्या देखते हो? I said I usually go for TV series. Then उससे questions पूछने लगे, कौन सी series, क्या थे उसमें, क्या सीखा?
अच्छा, ओके. देखो ये मेरे दिमाग में अभी एक लड़का था जो चंडीगढ़ से था, उसका मैं मॉक इंटरव्यू ले रहा था अभी, ना। तो चंडीगढ़ से हो तो पहला जो दिमाग में आता है क्वेश्चन जो आता है, चंडीगढ़ इज वेरी फेमस फॉर पंजाबी सॉन्ग्स. So I have asked the first question to the student. Just now in the evening session, I was having mock with one student. नाम भूल गया मैं उसका, just अभी हुआ था. हनी सिंह ना, उसका नाम भी देखो हनी है. तो उसको देख कर ही ये क्वेश्चन मेरे दिमाग में आया. तो I have asked this question कि name 5 songs which have चंडीगढ़ in the lyrics of the song. तो चंडीगढ़ के ऊपर बहुत होती है. काफी जो बोलते हैं इंटरव्यूअर भी काफी उसमें मूड में होते हैं, कभी फन मूड में होते हैं, कभी होते हैं, तो कुछ भी पूछ सकते हैं. बट अल्टीमेटली दे आर गोइंग टू चेक योर कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल ओनली. यस अर्श, तुमसे क्या पूछा था?
So the unique experience which I had my interview, sir, as soon as I entered the meeting, sir intimidated me by saying that, sir, अरे तुम तो इंजीनियरिंग वाले हो, तुम गलत मीटिंग में कहाँ से आ गए, गलत लिंक क्लिक कर दिया क्या?
अच्छा.
So but this definitely helped to break the ice, sir, and we laughed it off.
अच्छा, अभी ये भी पूछेंगे कितने लोग ड्रॉपर हैं, वो सब भी करेंगे. अच्छा अच्छा. बट तुम लग रहे हो कि तुम इंजीनियरिंग वाले हो एकदम. तुमने अपना जवाब भी वही दिया ना, 6 मिनट 30 सेकंड्स इंटरव्यू चला था. And you will be facing so many problems just because of your mindset at the time when you joined, in case if you join IPM Rohtak. Like, I hope you'll be joining for sure. What about Jia has joined just recently? Jia is smiling. Yeah.
So one of the weird questions they asked me was out of nowhere. They were like, do you know where France is? So I was like, yes, Europe. But then they were like, what are the neighboring countries of France? This was quite out of the blue.
Quite out of blue. Okay. Neighboring country of France. Yeah.
So I think they asked a student who was part of the batch to start an extempore speech on Thanos. And then the follow-up questions were based on Marvel movies. So that was also very weird.
क्यों इंटरव्यू पैनलिस्ट क्या अलग दुनिया से आते हैं, वो नहीं पूछ सकते, उनके इंटरेस्ट नहीं हो सकते क्या? अच्छा चलो ठीक है. You felt unusual to those questions. What about Harsh? तुमसे क्या ऐसा पूछ लिया था? You felt.
But actually, I was about to say the same thing which he said about Thanos. Even though I was not asked, but I saw someone was asked this question. What qualities does Thanos have, and why did you like him, and things like that. These were asked.
Okay, चलेगा. And Kevin, what about you? Kevin Tudu is there, I think. Yeah. And how many of you from science background? Let's have the poll. Pure science background, PCM, nothing commerce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people are from science background. And how many people are from student from like hardcore non-science? मतलब maths वैस का mix नहीं होना चाहिए. Medical लिया हो कोई है? Anyone? Yeah, Srishti, Ashi, Anand. Which background you have?
So physics, chemistry, and biology.
Physics, chemistry, and biology. Anyone from humanities background? अच्छा. तुम अपने आप को ही humanities ही. Okay, understood. Okay. So like it is like examination is dominated by science background student, like the examination CAT which happened at the PG level. Okay. So we can say that the science background student are little advantageous. Okay, when it comes to the written test. Can we conclude that? Yes, we can conclude that. And 2-3 things we can conclude that if you come from a science background, then definitely it is going to help you in your written test. And other thing, if you have very good marks in 10th and 12th, then you have like good chances in getting selected into IIM, IPMAT ROHTAK. Okay. And other thing, like if something unusual happened to you, that is also we can conclude. That does not mean that you are not going to be selected, like which had happened with Kanika Rajpal. So like interview went around 30 minutes. Okay, like you are mentioning. Okay, so 2-3 things we can conclude. Okay, and Palak did not speak anything till now. So Palak has joined late. Palak, how are you? Congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir. Fine, how are you?
अच्छा अच्छा अभी विल टेक सम क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम द यूट्यूब लाइव कमेंट्स कमेंट्री आल्सो उसमें भी काफी कमेंट्स आते हैं हमारे पास बट सबसे पहले अब मैं चाहूंगा कि सब लोग अपना एक स्मॉल इंट्रोडक्शन जिसमें जो है योर नेम एंड योर बैकग्राउंड ठीक है एंड योर 10th and 12th परसेंटेज ना एंड एनीथिंग यू वुड लाइक टू मेंशन जो तुमने सर्टिफिकेशंस किए हो अच्छे अच्छे या प्रोफाइल से रिलेटेड तुम कुछ बताना चाहो कि अपार्ट फ्रॉम स्टडीज या समथिंग व्हिच यू हैव वर्कड अपॉन टू मेक योर प्रोफाइल ग्रेट और लुक समथिंग फैंसी when it comes to interview so I'll start from Harsh Tiwari. Yeah, so it should be like very short, like 15 to 20 second या 1 minute तक ले सकते हो.
Hello everyone, my name is Harsh Tiwari. I come from ICSE background. In my class 10th, I scored 97.4%, best of 5 subjects. And in class 12th, I scored 98.75, best of 4. Unfortunately, I do not have anything fancy to show for my profile. It's just academics.
Acha, you do not have anything fancy, yeah?
Yes, sir, I don't.
Acha, let's just see like who in the group have think that he or she has the fancy profile. It's a very good. Anyone? No one, huh? And
I have.
Yeah, tell me.
So I'm a national level archer and I have a gold medal in it.
National level archer and gold medal?
At the national level.
At the national level. That's very good. Excellent.
Sir, actually, I mean, it's not that great, but I have state level gymnastics. I mean, I came first in under 14 category and in under 17 category afterwards when I participated, I was second runner up.
Okay. So all of your, Kanika.
So mine is in academics only. I was Air 3 in 12th grade for ICSE board.
AR 3, okay. Great, yeah, AIR 3. Okay, so let's just continue.
Sir, mine is also academics. I was a JSTC scholar in class 1.
Yes. I know you personally. So yeah, so let's just continue with the introduction with Anand also. Yeah, Anand.
So hi, I am Anand Chatterjee. I come from Delhi, science stream, and I have just mentioned the achievement just before.
Sure, thank you. Juhi, like in that order.
Hello, I'm Juhi and I'm from Lucknow. I come from PCM with computer stream. I scored 98.8%, best of 5 in class 10th and 94% best of 4 in class 12th.
Okay. Great. And Jia Kejriwal.
My name is Jia Kejriwal. I am from commerce with maths background. I scored 98% in 10th and 97.2% in 12th. I also am an NTSC scholar and ranked first in the UP state.
Ranked first in?
UP state in the stage 1.
In NTSC, okay.
Yeah.
Great, yeah. You all are very talented, I must say. Okay, let's just continue. I think they have reshuffled it. Srishti Ansi Anant.
So I come from Mumbai. I am a CBSE student. I had chosen physics, chemistry, and biology in my 11th and 12th. My 10th standard marks was 96% and my 12th standard marks was 87.2%. And I think the only thing that I mentioned during the interview that I think kind of swayed it towards in my favor was the fact that I had gotten into a really good medical college straight out of 12th standard. So I mentioned that. Then I said I dropped that, even though I had gotten admission, and then I tried once again for IPM. So I think that was one point that kind of swayed them in my favor.
Okay, that you think. Okay, great. What about Goral?
Hello everyone, I'm from Gurgaon and from CBSE board. I scored 98% in class 10th and 98.5% in class 12. Apart from the academics, I'm also a state level basketball player and I have an achievement like all over Delhi. I scored the first position in the stock simulation.
In the stock simulation? Huh?
Yeah, the stock market simulation.
Great. Damn intelligent guys. Great. So when I was 12th, in 12th, so I was not sure whether I wanted to pursue engineering or not. So yeah. Okay, great. So Daksh, let's just continue with Daksh.
Hello everyone, I'm Daksh Tyagi and I'm from Chandigarh. I'm from CBSE background. I had 97.4% in my 10th standard and 82.2% in my 12th standard. So during the interview, they asked me why I scored 82% in my 12th standard. And so I said, we didn't have exams back in 2021 and we were just awarded marks based on the internal assessment. And so, yeah, that was it.
Okay. And Palak, what about you?
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Palak. I'm from Gorakhpur and I had PCM in my 12th and I got 95.6 in my 10th and 92.8 in my 12th standard.
Okay, great. Arsh, what about Arsh?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Arsh. I am from Ranchi. I passed 10th with an aggregate of 95.6% and class 12th from science stream with an aggregate of 95.4%. Thank you.
Great. Anyone? Rishi has left. Huh? Hello, Rishi.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rishi Madhuraj. I am from Lucknow and I am from science background. I had 81.6% in my class 10th and 86% in my class 12th. And as for the extra things, I am a national level archer.
ये हर जगह मेंशन करता है ना national
Yes.
level. Okay. So Harsh is left, I guess. Huh? Harsh, we have started with Harsh only. Doctor.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think some student have joined with his father's Zoom.
Good evening, sir. Shaurya here.
Shaurya ho tum, Shaurya.
Sir,
is doing
sorry.
good for the मैं बता दूं सब लोगों को इंदौर के इंटरव्यू में बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग कंटेंडर है ना दक्ष तुम्हारे मैं दक्ष को क्यों बोल रहा हूँ क्योंकि मैं जानता हूँ दक्ष को और शौर्य को भी जानता हूँ तो एकदम बहुत हाई रिकमेंडेशन भी आया है हाँ शौर्य अपना वीडियो तो ऑन करो बेटा
हाँ सर एक्चुअली मैं लेट ज्वाइन हुआ क्या करना है एक मिनट सर का क्या करना है बताइए सर प्लीज
इंट्रोडक्शन अपना देना है
ओके सर
बैकग्राउंड 15-20 सेकंड का या
हेलो सर माय नेम इज शौर्य देवरे I am from Maligaon, Maharashtra. In standard 10th, I secured 94.6% in my boards examinations. In standard 12th, I secured 86.83% in my board examinations. I am a divisional level athletics player and I also play cricket.
Great. So Shaur is always in mood, okay, of the interview. Okay, so till now he has appeared like so many interviews, almost 8 to 9 interviews, and he is like expert in giving the interviews. If you ask a normal question, formal question also, then he also greet and with nodding, yes, thank you for asking the question. Yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity to to answer this question. That's very good, I would say. Nah, that is why Juhuri, I was telling this thing to you also. You should be also appearing for this online interviews. I don't know what reservations you have, like, but you can ask for the preferred timing based on your availability also. So we'll be arranging some interviews in the morning session as well. You have problem with attending evening session?
Yes, sir. Timing.
Acha, okay, timing ka issue hai. So what timing is very preferable to you?
Sir, before 8 o'clock.
Before 8 o'clock. Okay. So you comes from very strict background?
No, sir. I just sleep early.
Acha, you just sleep early. And how will be going to manage at IM?
Sir, I'll have to adjust there.
IM में तो बहुत जो life होती है is very dynamic in nature. So there, and you are sleeping early. And at what time you get up? Just asking.
So around 6 or 7.
6 or 7. So much of sleep. No? So you have to definitely once you join IM, if you are going to join IM, then you have to compromise on your sleep. Okay.
Yes, sir.
22 hours working, 20 hours working, and 4 hours sleep. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So it's not always this thing, but maybe consecutive 5-6 days you have to work for 20 hours a day. Maybe. Sometime it happened. The IM which I comes from is IM Lucknow, and the short form of the IM Lucknow is hell. So, and why they call hell? Because it is hell. And we are welcomed when we join IM. There is a ceremony in every college, and the ceremony in IM Lucknow is known as Hell Week. So it's a 14-day week, 14-day ceremony, and in this 14 day of the time, so they will let you know how your life is going to be there at IM Lucknow. So that 14 days, like almost 24/7, you have to work. I have to sleep in the desk of the class. I have to sleep in. Sometime I'll be sleeping in canteen. Sometime I'll be sleeping in ground. Sometime I haven't seen my room for 14 days. It was very hectic. Okay. Yeah, so I'll take some questions also. So I have some questions for Srishti Anath from the YouTube. I'll take another 5 minutes. Okay, 5 to 10 minutes only. Okay, I'll request you all to be there. Okay, then we'll be winding up this session because everyone have to prepare for. It's 8:02, so I think it's time for Juhi to go to bed. So I'll just take 5 minutes, Juhi. So I'll take some questions. I see if there are some questions which are helpful to the future aspirant or which we feel we should take up. So one question for Srishti Ansi Anath is, just hold on. I've seen one question. तो Srishti से पूछ रहे थे, Srishti, so what are the questions asked from the biology background at the time of interview? अगर Srishti YouTube देख रहे हो तो you can go to YouTube and you can see the question directly.
Okay, so I think for me, they asked me one question from biology, and that was, what is a synapse? Which is basically the space between two neurons, between an axon and a dendrite. So yeah, that was my only question from biology. Other than that, I think they didn't ask too many questions, because the thing is, even they don't really know a lot of biology-based questions unless they Google it. So if you try and go in depth, they kind of shift you back to physics and chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I saw.
Okay. But don't underestimate the interview panelists.
Yeah, definitely don't underestimate their knowledge. Absolutely. I think one more question I was expecting.
Knowledge only. So sometimes it's very easy to ask questions. Even if I do not know any biology, I can ask some questions. So how many chromosomes are there in the body of a dog? I can ask this question, and maybe I know the answer of this question also. So I have been taught at my school level. Yeah. So Ram Charan का question मैंने ले लिया है. Ram Charan ने जो है thank you so much भी बोला है SST को. So if you guys, if you have any questions you want to ask from the toppers or the achievers, so you can ask. बहुत लोग हैं. Yeah. I'll just scroll by मेरा जनरल कैटेगरी. कुछ ऐसे क्वेश्चंस है कि वेट लिस्ट का मेल आया है कि नहीं आया है. ठीक है. आई डोंट थिंक सो कि वेट लिस्ट का कोई मेल आया है. तुम लोगों में से किसी को जानते हो कोई वेट लिस्ट का मेल आया है? ठीक है. अच्छा, कॉमन सा क्वेश्चन फिर आता है कि तुम लोग का सिलेक्शन जो है तुमने कहाँ पर चेक किया है कि तुम लोग का सिलेक्शन हो गया है. ये है. कोई भी जिया तुम बता दो.
There was this link circulated on various groups. So that was the unofficial link for Rohtak, I guess. And then we also received a mail.
अच्छा, you also received a mail. And IIM Ranchi के expected cutoff पूछ रहे हैं कि IIM Ranchi के क्या रहने चाहिए. I don't think so. You are in good position to answer this question.
सर रोहतक से मैसेज भी आ गया फोन पे सिलेक्शन.
Message as in on WhatsApp or in?
No sir, normal जो मैसेज होगा.
SMS sir.
SMS आ गया था. ओके ओके, ग्रेट ग्रेट. So yeah. हाँ, एक क्वेश्चन है, does every student who appeared for interview on waiting list or student received a मतलब ये क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं कि सबको वेट लिस्ट का ही मैसेज आया है जिन्होंने इंटरव्यू दिया है, या किसी को रिजेक्शन का भी आया है कि यू आर नॉट सेलेक्टेड? आर यू अवेयर ऑफ दिस थिंग? आई डोंट थिंक सो कि किसी को रिजेक्शन का मैसेज भेजा गया है.
Sir, mostly that I have seen on the Telegram groups, most of the people are waitlisted.
एक जब मनोज गर्ग पूछ रहे हैं कि हाउ मेनी मंथ ऑफ द प्रिपरेशन यू हैव डन, मतलब कितने दिन तुमने तैयारी करी ऑन एवरेज. तो कितने लोगों ने ऐसे पोल कर लेते, कितने लोगों ने 1 साल पूरा तैयारी किया है?
2 साल.
2 साल तैयारी की. 1 मिनट, 1 ईयर और मोर. 1 ईयर और मोर. तो 2 लोग हैं, 3 लोग हैं जिन्होंने 1 ईयर से ज्यादा तैयारी किया है. 2 साल सबसे पहले 2 से स्टार्ट करना चाहिए, क्योंकि 2 इज वेरी अनयूजुअल टाइम ना, which IPMAT aspirant usually take to prepare. Right now, what is the trend? So 2 year prepare किया है, बता दो जिया ने.
Sir, as in there was no other goal. Like Indore was the first and foremost goal, so I started early.
और मैं बता दूं, यहाँ पर भी कुछ लोग हैं जिनको मैं बोल सकता हूँ कि लगभग सिलेक्शन जिनका इंदौर में भी होगा. जिया इज वन अमंग देम ना, जिनका we are hoping to get her selected in IIM Indore as well, because we know her personally, and she comes from my hometown only, Kanpur, and we share a common city, and I know her personally. I took a counseling of you also once you visited first time at IPM Careers Center.
Yes, sir, just after class 10, I remember.
Just after class 10th जो है ये आ गए थे. So लोग अवेयर होते हैं बच्चों ना, तो लोग 2-2 साल तैयारी करते हैं. एंड जिया का स्कोर भी मैं बता दूं, इज मोर देन 230 ना. एग्जैक्ट स्कोर नहीं बताएंगे, स्पॉइलर हो जाता है ना. सो 230 के ऊपर स्कोर भी किया है जिया ने. सो ठीक है. सो तुमने 2 साल तैयारी करी. ओके ग्रेट. और कितने लोगों ने 1 साल तैयारी करी थी? हाथ अपना हैंड रेस करो. 1 साल, 1 2 3, दक्ष ने, अर्श ने और 6 महीने, 6 month or less than 6 months?
Sir, mine was 10 months.
10 months. ठीक है. अच्छा, कोई ऐसा है जो उसने 15-20 दिन तैयारी करी हो या महीने भर तैयारी करी हो? 3 और लेस देन 3 months? अच्छा, काफी लोग हैं. आनंद है, शौर्य है, और जूही मैं देख रहा हूँ तुमने किसी में हैंड रेस नहीं किया.
Approximately 4 months for me.
अच्छा, approximately 4 months too. अच्छा.
Yes.
The same goes for me, approximately 4 months.
Approximately 4 months. अच्छा. बट हर्ष तुमने तो बहुत पहले एनरोलमेंट ले लिया था, मुझे लग रहा है. मैं जब
I did in January, this year January, but there were some complications, so I did not start from my side seriously before 4 months.
अच्छा. क्योंकि मैं आया था, मेरे को याद है, मैं लखनऊ में मैं नवंबर में लखनऊ आया था लास्ट टाइम, दिसंबर में आया था ना. तो आई थिंक यू वर देयर. चलो. और
No sir, I was not.
अच्छा, you was
I
not?
contacted online. Just
अच्छा.
online, no interactions yet.
No physical interaction. Okay.
Yes sir.
ऋषि था तब, आई गेस ना.
Yes, you took my orientation at that time.
हाँ. तब तो मैं बहुत जाता था कानपुर, लखनऊ. अभी मैं दिल्ली में हमारा कनॉट प्लेस सेंटर है, वहां से तुम लोग का लाइव ले रहा हूँ. सो आई हैव शिफ्टेड टू दिल्ली राइट नाउ. एंड ठीक है. और शौर्य, तुमने कितने दिन तैयारी की थी?
Sir, I was a JEE aspirant, so my maths was relatively good. So I prepared in last 2 months. So I used to read newspapers, but I wasn't practicing seriously until the last 2 months. So my maths and a little bit of vocabulary was there, and then in last 2 months I gave the final push.
What other questions did they ask to drop us from PCM? अच्छा, एक कॉमन डाउट है ना, जो मेरा भी कॉमन डाउट हो गया था. बच्चों से इतना पूछा मेरे को, मैं कंफ्यूज हो गया कि अगर ड्रॉपर होते हो तो वो क्वेश्चंस जो हैं, जैसे कहाँ चला गया अर्श हैज लेफ्ट द मीटिंग आई गेस. जो ड्रॉपर्स होते हैं उनसे क्या क्वेश्चंस पूछते हैं? जो करंट उन्होंने ज्वाइन कर रखा है, इंजीनियरिंग ज्वाइन कर रखा है, तो इंजीनियरिंग से पूछते हैं या 12th वाला ही पूछते हैं? ये क्वेश्चन है, यूट्यूब में भी आया और मेरा भी क्वेश्चन है।
सर एक्चुअली आई जॉइंड बीए इन इकोनॉमिक्स, तो फिर उन्होंने आई मीन 12th का ही पूछा था, उससे कुछ भी नहीं पूछा।
अच्छा, ठीक है।
So what I feel is that they are not specifically aware ki what is the syllabus for 11th or 12th. If you say economics, they'll start asking inflation, even stagflation. Like this is one of the things we are not being taught. But they'll just ask random general things, not related to particularly class.
अच्छा, ओके। अब मैं बता दूं, सब लोगों के पर्सनल कुछ वो है, फैंस भी हैं जो यूट्यूब पे देख रहे हैं। तो सबसे ज्यादा ऋषि के फैंस हैं जो जो पूछ रहे हैं कि ऋषि से, सो क्या क्वेश्चन है? माय क्वेश्चन इज फॉर ऋषि, व्हाट रोल स्पोर्ट्स अचीवमेंट प्ले इन आईएम्स?
What role achievements? So sports, I don't have any such answer, but yes, it helps you being dedicated towards your goal. Because when I was practicing for my RG, I was dedicated to my goal. So I guess in IM also, it helps you to stay dedicated and time management.
बिल्कुल सही बता रहे हो तुम लोग, और बाकी लोग को भी बताऊंगा जो लोग स्पोर्ट नहीं खेलते ना इस पूरी मीटिंग में, दे शुड प्ले स्पोर्ट्स ना। ये बहुत अच्छा हैबिट होती है, और जैसा ये ऋषि बता रहा है कि एक गोल क्लैरिटी आती है, तो यू फील कॉन्फिडेंट, कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड। ओके, सो यू शुड ऑल एंड IIM कैंपस, ठीक है, IIM इंदौर का है, IIM रोहतक का है, ऑल कैंपस विल प्रोवाइड यू ऑल टाइप ऑफ सच फैसिलिटीज। ओके, ठीक है। और या एक काफी कॉमन क्वेश्चन आता है कि एनी टिप्स फॉर 23 एस्पिरेंट, अगर वो रोहतक के लिए तैयारी कर रहे हैं तो कुछ टिप्स देना चाहोगे? अब तुम लोग सेलेक्ट हो चुके हो तो कुछ बता सकते हो कि ऐसे ये करना चाहिए, ये करना चाहिए टाइप्स। या एनीवन वांट टू वॉलंटियर? आनंद, या
Sir, I would suggest that if since sectional timing is not there in Rohtak, but even if after that, if people give mocks initially with sectional timing only, so at the last when they would give without sectional timing, their attempt rate will increase. For me, I was able to attempt 109 questions on the final IPMAT ROHTAK exam, which I hadn't been able to in the mocks also, because I had practiced mocks according to sectional time.
Okay. I think you have raised this issue with our mocks also with the IPM Careers mock, huh? Okay. And what tips? I may be wrong, but I think somebody have raised this issue with our mocks because we
No,
have.
sir, I didn't find this to be an issue because the official Rohtak policy mentioned that sectional timing would be there, but eventually there wasn't. So that kind of benefited me because I attempted the maximum questions on the day of the actual exam only.
अच्छा, हाँ, ये क्वेश्चन मैंने तुम लोग से पूछा नहीं जो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट था कि कितने लोगों ने कितने 120 क्वेश्चंस आए थे, 120 के 110 के ऊपर अटेम्प्ट किए थे। ये भी एक इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है, पूछना चाहिए। How many of you have attempted more than 110 questions? Only 2. Sure and
somewhere around more than 105.
अच्छा,
Sir,
अगर मैं कितने
109 for me too also.
100 के ऊपर कितने लोगों ने अटेम्प्ट किए थे? How many of you have attempted more than 100 questions? Only 4, huh? Only 6. Okay, and we have got 11. And अच्छा, मतलब 100 के नीचे वाले भी सेलेक्ट हुए हैं। गुड, हमें लग रहा था 100 के नीचे वाले नहीं होंगे। So 90 to 100 किसने अटेम्प्ट किए थे? How many of you are there? 90 to 100. Nishant Goral. Okay, and anyone below 80? No one below 80, yeah. So अच्छा, कट ऑफ तो 305 मार्क्स गया, तो बिलो 80 का तो कोई ज्यादा मतलब बनता नहीं है, एंड प्रोबेबिलिटी इज वेरी लो। 76 मार्क्स तो जनरल कैटेगरी का कट ऑफ ही गया है ना। ठीक है, ठीक है। तो नंबर ऑफ अटेम्प्ट एंड हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू फील। अच्छा, एक इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन मैं तुम लोग से पूछने जा रहा हूँ कि काफी लोग ये माइंडसेट लेके गए थे ना। मैं पूछता हूँ ये क्वेश्चन, जैसे मैं सब लोगों से, जैसे आनंद से पूछना चाहूंगा। काफी लोग ये प्रीजुडिस लेके गए थे कि भाई जो है जो है मेरे पिछले साल का कट ऑफ 275 गया था, तो इस साल का कट ऑफ भी इसी के आसपास रहना चाहिए। या किस माइंडसेट के साथ पेपर दिया था कि जितना आएगा उतना करेंगे, एक एक करके? तो बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है मेरे हिसाब से। आई शुड आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन कि व्हाट माइंडसेट, with what mindset you went forward for your IPMAT ROHTAK examination? Did you have like clear goal, like you have to do this many questions, or जैसे स्पोर्ट्स में भी होता है कि खेलेंगे, जो बॉल जहां आएगी वैसे मारेंगे ना? सो स्पोर्ट्स में बहुत बोलते हैं कि वी विल प्ले ऑन द मेरिट ऑफ द बॉल्स, क्रिकेट में बोलते हैं। सो बैट्समैन शुड नॉट प्ले बेस्ड ऑन द merit of his strength or his weakness, or her strength or her weakness. You should play on the merit of the balls which have been delivered, which is usually delivered to you. Okay, तो ऐसे हम भी बोलते हैं कि क्वेश्चंस की मेरिट पे खेलना चाहिए, कि क्वेश्चंस इजी आए तो सारे करो और क्वेश्चंस टफ आए तो कम करो। एंड दैट इज व्हाट cognizance, or that is the wisdom, kind of wisdom which is required in an aspirant, IPMAT aspirant. So I just, since you have all cleared, I think your inputs and your suggestions will be valuable. और जो हमारे जो लोग देख रहे हैं इस वीडियो को, या बाद में बहुत लोग वीडियो को देखते हैं, बहुत व्यूज आते हैं इसमें, तो काफी हेल्पफुल रहेगा। एक एक करके मैं पूछना चाहूंगा। सबसे पहले तो मैं जूही से पूछना चाहूंगा। जूही से इसलिए पूछना चाहूंगा, अब देखो सब लोग की बात की अलग वैल्यू हो जाएगी ना, सबको मैं थोड़ा वो कर देता हूँ, क्या बोलते हैं, डिमार्केट कर देता हूँ। जूही हैज स्कोर्ड लाइक मोर देन 250 मार्क्स इन IPMAT इंदौर। तो अब जूही तुम्हारी बात को सब लोग बहुत ध्यान से सुनेंगे। Yeah.
As for me, I didn't really give much importance to the cutoff when I was going to give the exam, because cutoff is just a marker of how many people are selected for the interview, and it doesn't really guarantee you a spot in the program. So when I was attempting the mocks, I was consistently scoring above 350 in the last few weeks. So I had this mindset that no matter how difficult the paper gets, I have to score above 350. Which will be a safe score for me in accordance with my percentage in class 10th and 12th. So even if I by chance perform a little less than average in the interview, I must still have high chances of getting into the program. So I went according to that mindset that I have to score enough to make up for a bad interview just in case.
And there were no boundaries which you have decided?
I wanted to score above 350 plus. Above 350.
But I don't think so. It's good, like to have for Indore, you also have performed very well. For Rohtak also, you got finally selected. Okay, but I don't think so. In life also, you should be having this strategy when you go and work in corporate, and when you go in IM and all. Okay, so you have to work with team and all. So you should be very highly adaptive to the situations. Okay. Paper went what you have expected, I personally feel. Okay, and it did not give you any kind of surprise or shock, or maybe that is what maybe you have analyzed very well, that this is going to happen. And yeah, but this is my opinion. I may be wrong also, Juhi. You should not be staring or glaring at me like that. What sir is showing, I finally got selected. Sir is also selected in IM, so that is my point of view. Yeah, you have that point of view, but that is my point of view, I would say. Yeah, Anand. So what mindset you had? Let's just see the other opinions also. Huh?
So, sir, for me, the strategy which I used to follow is both for Rohtak and Indore. I first used to start with the easy questions for all the 3 sections. And so on the day of the paper, I also did this. So at last, usually due to the sectional timing, my maths questions, I could not give them a second attempt. But on that particular day, the questions which I had already left, that day I was able to visit them again, and that ended up boosting my score.
Okay. Great. Means you were doing, and you had some data in your mind that you have to score at least solving it solve these many questions in order to get a call.
No, sir, but in the last week I was getting around 390 plus on 3 or 4 mocks. So the only goal was to try and passively maintain that, although not be too rigid, but try and at least maintain the attempts part, because the accuracy is something which depends from mock to mock.
Anand was the person, okay, maybe like since he was there at the Delhi center, so Anand was the person who was giving like uh, so many people were asking about Anand. So who is this Anand? Is scoring very high in mocks and all. So he was the person who was scoring very high in the mocks. So close to 395 and 400 he was scoring. I am very sure that you also were scoring very good, Jia, Juhi, everyone. But he was scoring very good. Anand was the person. Okay, and let me ask some. Yeah, Srishti, see, because you are the most diverse person which is present in the group, so I would like to ask you this question. कि क्या सोच के गए थे?
Sir, if I'm being honest, last year I'd given IIM Indore, and my total, I hadn't even gotten like positive marks in essay. I had a complete 0 in essay. So this was last year. And this was because I have absolutely no idea about maths. I hadn't studied maths for 2 years. So I didn't expect myself to do great. This year I prepared and I went and gave my exam. And I used the same mindset that I used last year. I was like, you know what? Students who are appearing for JEE are going to appear for this exam. So you were already not really at their level. So it doesn't depend on what kind of paper comes or what kind of preparation you've done. When the question comes and you know the answer, give the right answer. I was very laid back with my strategy. I didn't set up any goals for myself because at the beginning itself I knew my situation was quite different to most of the aspirants in this exam.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. And I personally believe like whatever I have just asked my team to record your testimony and record your in-depth personal interview, okay, for the future aspirant, because it's very rare instinct biology background comes and write CAT or not CAT, write IPMAT and clear this IPMAT examination is very rare. And I wish you all the best also in your future endeavors and your journey. And
thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
People like you who just destroy some of the basic biases which are there in the mind of the aspirant. That तुम्हें शायद पता ना हो सृष्टि आसी, but this is the most asked question when somebody comes up for a counseling and our YouTube sessions also, that I comes from a non-math background. Will I be able to clear this IPMAT or not? Yeah.
I just want to say you absolutely can clear IPMAT without maths in 11th and 12th, because most of the questions are not based on a complete 11th and 12th syllabus like board questions are. These are based on your ability to think logically and answer in a timely manner. That is not something that can be taught in 11th and 12th. That is something that is taught throughout your academic career. So it's not something that is completely impossible if you don't have math. I just wanted to put that out there.
ठीक है. I'm taking very much of time. Okay, so I'll take 5 more minutes. Some very important things which are coming to my mind. I'm asking you. कि जैसे एप्टीट्यूड के लिए हम भी अपने आप बच्चों को ट्रेन करते हैं. हमारे ऑफलाइन सेंटर्स हैं ना, दिल्ली में है, लखनऊ में है, कानपुर में है. वी आर वेरी सून ओपनिंग इन बेंगलोर ऑल्सो. सो हम जो है एप्टीट्यूड बढ़ाने के लिए, सिंस इज एप्टीट्यूड बेस्ड एग्जामिनेशन, दैट इज व्हाई यू हैव क्लियर्ड ना. अगर ये मैथ्स बेस्ड एग्जामिनेशन होता तो शायद तुम क्लियर ही ना कर पाते ना अंशी. इन साइंस वालों से फिर कहाँ ही फिर वो हो पाती ना. साइंस वालों से कोई बायोलॉजी का एग्जामिनेशन ले ले तो सेम goes to same logic applies to that thing also ना. Since it's a aptitude based examination, तो मैं अब जैसे कुछ लोगों के बहुत अच्छे नंबर है तो उन लोगों से मैं पूछना भी चाहूंगा, जैसे आनंद है, जूही है, कि एप्टीट्यूड बढ़ाने के लिए जो है, मतलब हो सकता है तैयारी तुमने 4 ही महीने की हो जूही ना, बट हो सकता है एप्टीट्यूड बढ़ाने के लिए या कुछ ऐसी हैबिट्स जो तुम्हारे अंदर हो जिससे तुम्हारा एप्टीट्यूड नेचुरली बढ़ गया हो. मतलब ऐसे कोई तारीफ या सोच के कुछ अपने बारे में, कुछ जरूरी नहीं है कि तुम्हें बताना है कि अपनी तारीफ ही करनी है तुम्हें, बट हो सकता है तुम्हारी कुछ अच्छी हैबिट्स हो जिसकी वजह से एप्टीट्यूड नेचुरली तुम्हारा बढ़ गया हो. कोई भी बच्चा ना जिसको ये लगता हो, और ये हैबिट बाकी लोगों को भी इनकलकेट करनी चाहिए, लोगों को बताना चाहते हो तो मैं तुम लोगों से पूछना चाहूंगा यार, या
Sir,
जो
may I say?
हाँ हर्ष बेटा बोलो।
One thing which I would say that give as much as mocks as possible, like make the most out of the mocks which you get, because slowly you just try to get to know that what you are lacking, what things you are good at, and with time you improve. And if the question level is difficult, then congratulations, you are pretty ahead of other students. Because the less you score in the difficult mocks, the greater you score and the more the confidence you gain in the main examination.
But Shaurya, I'm asking for the long run. No, for long term habits I'm asking. I'm not asking 6 months habits. I'm asking.
Okay, so I have.
एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ ना, जैसे कुछ लोगों का हैबिट होता है, अब हो सकता है मेरे एग्जांपल से तुम ड्राइव कर जाओ ना, तुम भी उसी डायरेक्शन में सोचने लगो, इसीलिए मैं देना नहीं चाह रहा था। बट जैसे किसी के घर में पेरेंट्स बड़े स्ट्रिक्ट होते हैं ना, स्ट्रिक्ट क्या होते हैं, बड़े अवेयर होते हैं ना, जैसे हमारे यहाँ पर भी इंटरव्यू जो अभी लोग हैं उनमें कुछ पेरेंट्स को मैं जानता हूँ, जैसे जो काफी अवेयर है और बच्चों को गाइड करते रहते हैं घर पे ना। तुम लोगों के फादर मदर भी होंगे ना जो तुम लोग को गाइड करते रहे होंगे, या बचपन से सिखा दिया। जैसे मैं अब ले ही लेता हूँ एक नाम कि बच्चों बचपन से पेपर जरूर पढ़ना चाहिए, न्यूज़पेपर मॉर्निंग में उठकर जरूर पढ़ना चाहिए। या जैसे जूही को घर में सिखा दिया गया कि सुबह जल्दी उठना चाहिए, तो घर वालों ने ही बोला होगा ना, ये खुद से नेचुरली तो आता नहीं है सब चीजें। तो इस तरह की कोई हैबिट, मैं लॉन्ग टर्म हैबिट्स की बात बोल रहा हूँ कि जो तुम्हारे अंदर हो, क्योंकि हमारे अब लॉन्ग टर्म बैचेस भी है ना, 2 ईयर बैचेस हैं, 4 ईयर बैचेस हैं ना, जो हम स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, तो उनको हमें रिकमेंड करना होता है। या अभी काफी लोग हैंड्स अप हो गए।
Sir, I have two habits. One was a bit of playing chess. Actually, it really helps a lot when you play a lot of chess, because then you think a lot and the thinking capabilities increase a lot. And I loved Vedic mathematics from class 8. So I used to love doing calculations and all. So this really helped me build my aptitude in math.
अच्छा अच्छा, तो चेस खेलते हो और मैथ बहुत पसंद थी तुम्हें?
The Vedic math.
वैदिक मैथ। अच्छा अच्छा, तो तुम 99 into 98 तुरंत कर लोगे? यार
उतना मुझे याद नहीं लगा, बट हाँ मैं ये स्पेंड करता था मैं बहुत ज्यादा।
अच्छा अच्छा, मेरी कोई फेवरेट नहीं, बट मेरे को 99 into 98 जो है अगर मेरे को करना होगा तो इजीली कर देंगे ना, 9702 हो जाएगा। बट ठीक है, हाँ चलेगा। ये पढ़ाते भी हम क्लासरूम में। आई डोंट थिंक सो तुमने क्लास अटेंड करी होगी, कोई बात नहीं। और बताओ जरा आनंद।
सर मतलब अगर कोई जैसे 4 ईयर में है या 3 ईयर में भी है, आई वुड सजेस्ट कि अगर रीडिंग में थोड़ा इंटरेस्ट हो तो नॉवेल्स पढ़े, क्योंकि लंबे लंबे नॉवेल्स पढ़ने से क्या होता है, जो वीए पार्ट का जो रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन है उसमें मैं देखता हूँ कि जैसे बहुत सारे बच्चे पेशेंस लूज कर जाते हैं और लास्ट में क्वेश्चंस आंसर नहीं होते। तो अगर किसी को लंबे समय तक रीडिंग की हैबिट हो तो वो कॉम्प्रिहेंशन को मतलब एक्यूरेटली पेशेंस के साथ पढ़ सकता है।
तो रीडिंग हैबिट बेटा आनंद कब से है तुम्हारी? केवल एग्जाम के टाइम पे तुमने डेवलप करी ये हैबिट या
सर मेरी तो इंसिडेंटली मतलब क्लास 4th 5th से थी।
अच्छा, को 4th 5th से है। अच्छा ठीक है, ये देखो अच्छी हैबिट है। ये तो मैं सब लोग को बोलता हूँ कि पढ़ो 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 ना। कल जो है तुम दिल्ली सेंटर भी आ रहे हो ना, तुम्हारे पापा से मेरी बात हो, मतलब वी हैव लाइक फिक्स्ड मीटिंग 12 बजे के आसपास। तो ये चीज जो है जब तुम सेंटर पे बच्चों से मिलोगे तो भी बताना वहां पर ना। सुनते नहीं है बच्चे हमारी ना, बोलो कितना पढ़ो पढ़ो, तो क्या बोले, अब तुम लोग बोलोगे तो शायद सुने ना। हाँ सृष्टि, तुम्हारा क्या है?
So, sir, for me personally, because I don't have a lot of practice with mathematics, my strategy for aptitude test questions that were based on problem solving is analyzing your data. And to analyze your data, you need to formulate a way a way through which you can view your data in a very orderly, organized manner. When you're able to see everything you have in front of you to formulate an answer, you can actually, the answer just comes to you. Most of the time in at least IPM, the questions are not hard. It's just that you need to understand the data that is given to you and then create an answer based on it. So I think the number one tip I'd give is take a breath and then just write down what the question is telling you. In that process itself, you'll understand how to solve it. For me, this was what helped me. And the second thing is that my VA was very high. To be very honest, VA is the scoring part of IPMAT for me at least. My VA saved my QA and FA. So my VA was, I built my VA over years because I love reading I literally was reading like this huge novel before joining this class. So for me, that was based on my own habits. But one fast way to get your VA to another level is editorials. Newspaper editorials really, really help because they're short, they're concise, but you get a wealth of knowledge and really good vocabulary through these editorials.
अच्छा, मैं ये जो सृष्टि ने जो वो बोला है सजेशन दिया, थैंक यू सो मच सृष्टि, यू हैव गिवन अ वंडरफुल and very wise advice for the future aspirant, not just for future aspirant. If you are going to join IIM also, ना, because तुम लोग होगे तो मेरे जूनियर ही ना, तो मैं तुम लोगों को भी अभी से ये सजेस्ट करता हूँ कि IIM जाते ही वहाँ पे जितना तुम, अच्छा, I was not an avid reader ना, so I was like I played just opposite what Srishti Ashi has played. Okay, so I scored very well. I used to score very well in quantitative aptitude, data interpretation, and logical reasoning, which covers close to 66% in the of the entire paper of the CAT. Okay, so I used to score. So I was just opposite of Srishti. So there are two type of creatures in aptitude planet, I would say. So one type of the people like Srishti and one type of people like me, or I can and one other people, we third category is very rare instinct. Okay, very rare creature who have very equal command over quantitative aptitude as well as the verbal ability. Now if you personally introspect yourself, you will be able to find that on what on what area you are good at, a little better at, and what area you are like slightly not good at, as good as the other area ना? तो इस तरह का होता है ना, मैं सब लोगों को एडवाइस करूंगा, थैंक यू सो मच, ठीक है, यू शुड बी एविड रीडर. जब when I have joined IIM, so many have professors have told me, not just told me, they were like our degree is there in their hand. तो हम लोग को काफी बोलते थे नहीं पढ़ोगे तो I'll fail you ना, और बहुत बुरे मार्क्स भी दे देते हैं कहीं कहीं. बट उनका अब मैं जब मैंने IIM में भी कुछ नहीं पढ़ा, मतलब मेरा CGPA IIM में बहुत कम था, और जो है बहुत कम तो नहीं था, ठीक था. तो बट मैं तुमको बताऊं, when I passed out from IIM, ठीक है, and when I started my entrepreneurship, when I started my own ventures, when I started IPM Careers, so it's being third year I'm running this IPM Careers, and along with IPM Careers I have some other startups also which I'm running. So IPM Careers is now not funded and self-growing brand right now. So in this journey, I have realized the professor which have suggested us to read a lot. So now I'm realizing this thing, why reading is very important. Every CEO reads a lot. You have to read a lot in order to and read. You have to be very updated also. IIM में भी अगर 1 करोड़ का पैकेज लेना है या 80 लाख का पैकेज लेना है, so you have to be very very good at reading. Okay, बहुत तुमको पढ़ना पड़ेगा, और रीडिंग बेस्ट चीज है जिसमें तुम इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हो ना, सब लोग को करना भी चाहिए ना. लेकिन रीडिंग के लिए तुम क्या पढ़ते थे, एक ये भी छोटी छोटी चीज पूछ लेते हैं, नॉवेल्स पढ़ते थे या कुछ स्कूल बुक्स या कुछ हिस्टोरिकल बुक्स, एनी स्पेसिफिक genre you follow, or you follow all things? Srishti.
Oh, you're asking me. Honestly, sir, I read novels. That's all I do, to be very honest. It's a passion of mine, but I do read a lot of classics that require a higher level of understanding of the language sometimes. And I personally love French, so I don't just read in English. I take novels from French and read it in like 2 languages. So my reading comprehension is very high because of that. Very specifically because of that.
Okay, great यार, valuable insights which you have given to us. Yeah, Juhi से पूछूंगा.
Yes, a lot of people have already talked about the importance of reading, and I would like to reiterate that, because apart from improving vocabulary, grammar, reading comprehension, and speed of reading, it also just improves knowledge. Even if you're reading a fantasy or a thriller, I mean, lots of people put a lot of focus on non-fiction for improving knowledge. But I would say that even if you enjoy reading fantasy and thriller and read only that all the time, then by the time you've read a lot of books, you'll know basics of Greek mythology, you'll know how to poison someone. So there's a lot of information from books. And as for the maths part, our school used to have MindSpark. So MindSpark is basically we used to upload all maths topics on it, and we had to solve the questions quickly and with 3 questions correct in order to earn a Sparky. And that kind of became an obsession for me. So I used to solve those questions all day in order to earn Sparkies, and that kind of improved my maths ability. But apart from that, I would say solving logic and reasoning books is the best thing you can do over a long period of time. Like there are lots of logic and reasoning books based on maths. So those kinds of books really build aptitude, which doesn't necessarily need maths in class 11th or 12th, and also helps in the kind of questions appearing in IPM exams.
Can you name some maths book, logic-based maths book? Very interesting. If you want to reveal your success mantra to the future aspirants.
The thing is, I didn't really. There was no specific book as such. There are lots of very thin books that that focus on different topics in logic and reasoning. And I used to buy random logic and reasoning books and just solve the topics over there. So it was a wide variety of very thin books. So there was no specific book as such. I believe the more variety you solve, the more exposure you get.
Okay, more variety and more exposure. Okay, but you haven't named any specific book. Name.
That's because I don't really remember any. I've solved too many very thin books.
Okay. No problem. So I can remember some of the books like Shakuntala Devi का एक book होता है, Puzzles to Puzzles by Shakuntala Devi. So and some other books also in logical reasoning, which are very famous. And Puzzles to Puzzles is very famous. And मुझे लगता है कि जूही ने you must have gone through this book.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
गए होंगे. अच्छा, ठीक है. अच्छा, और दूसरी चीज ये yeah, Jia is yet to respond. Yeah.
So for me, I was into solving Rubik's Cube and Sudokus, and I feel that has enhanced the problem-solving acumen in me. And for the people who are enrolling in the 3-year or 4-year programs, I feel that aptitude is something which has grown over the period of time. So you must participate in various low-level Olympiads and competitions at school. Like some of us have IMOs, NSOs. All of those really help in the logical reasoning part. Like it is not something which you can improve in just 1 or 2 years. It is a time-built thing.
तो इसका मतलब है जो लोग लेट तैयारी करते हैं वो अपने भरोसे ही उनका एप्टीट्यूड ज्यादा बिल्ड नहीं किया जा सकता है.
Not exactly, but that always gives you an edge over other people.
Personally, I have been in training and all. I've been to IM also. But what do you think? Like aptitude can be trained, or aptitude is like inborn skill which you have?
So most of it is inborn, but it can also be practiced. Like personally for me, I never practiced even a single question of LR for Rohtak. That was something that came innately to me. So that is something which we can always practice from a long time. As I prepared for NTSC, that LR part was always very strong. So that helped me a lot.
Okay. So I can summarize this question. This question was very important, like what good habits you have. So I'll take points from the Juhi. Very well put forward. Juhi has given her points. That reading, then logical books. I'll definitely sell some logical books and provide access to those books to our students. And I'm very, very sure that this is going to help a lot now to the future aspirants. Logical books, you have given me a very good idea for our students. Thank you so much, Juhi. And yes, reading is there. And कोई ऐसा है जो उस कैटेगरी में है, जैसे तुमको इसको सृष्टि को या जूही को तो रीडिंग अच्छी ही लगती है ना, तो इनके लिए तो कोई चैलेंज है ही नहीं ना रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन. अच्छा, कोई ग्रुप में है जैसे आनंद को भी रीडिंग अच्छी लगती है, जिसको रीडिंग नहीं अच्छी लगती है उसने कैसे मैनेज किया टू क्लियर कट ऑफ? एनीवन? श्योर? हाँ,
Sir, personally, I wasn't a very big fan of reading. Somewhere around 8 months or 1 year ago, I started reading newspapers. So I found the headlines and the context in it a bit interesting. So I started reading that. I used to begin generally from the sports section, then go towards the front page and all. So that was the thing which helped me. Then the words which I used to miss in there, I used to read. I used to note those meanings, and with that, I helped myself with my vocabulary.
Okay. So basically, reading newspaper help your this thing. Yes, reading newspaper is very important. If I were to list some habits, reading newspaper, solving, to conclude the things like Rubik's cube is very good way. So it's gives you. Nobody have spoken about the Sudoku thing, but I'm very sure that everybody must be knowing about क्या Sudoku क्या होता है. कोई Sudoku का fan नहीं है, भरते नहीं हो. अच्छा भरते हैं, 2-3 लोग भरते हैं. Sudoku is very good tool also ना to boost your aptitude and problem solving gist जो अंदर से आती है कि जब तक सॉल्व नहीं हो जाएगा तब तक छोड़ेंगे नहीं इसको. So yeah, so that is all from our side, and your insights, Srishti, Rishi, Anand, Jia, Joey, everyone, whatever insights you have given was very valuable. And I personally think the interaction which we had just now, okay, among ourselves also was very enlightening for the other aspirants, like whatever Juhi has spoken, Trusty has spoken. I got some insights from you, and I personally hope कि तुम लोगों को भी थोड़ा सा उससे मदद मिली होगी जो इन लोगों ने इनपुट वगैरह दिए हैं, और अच्छा लगा होगा एक दूसरे से बात करके. And towards end, I would like to congratulate again to get a prestigious call from a prestigious institute, Indian Institute of Management Rohtak, and I wish you all the best for IIM Indore. ना उसके लिए अच्छे से प्रिपरेशन करना है. और इनफैक्ट आई वाज ट्रेनिंग स्टूडेंट फॉर their mocks only. So Jia was in my waiting list when I was conducting the mock interviews and all. In the midst of the conducting the mock interview, somebody has told me that this Rohtak result has got out. So Jia will be conducting interview 9 to 12. Juhi, for you, will be arranging sessions like pre-8, okay, or in the afternoon session tomorrow. Anand, I'll see you at the Delhi Center tomorrow, okay, at 12, okay, with your father, of course, with some laddu in your hand, yeah. And Rishi, you can, go to Lucknow Center and celebrate a bit. And
yes, I'll definitely be going there.
And Srishti, my blessings and my good wishes to you also. You are far from here. Mumbai is a good place, and I wish we will meet sometime, okay, in physical form. Okay, thank you all of you for joining.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.